Thanks to Motorola microphones on this freaking phone. For the context, I have to show you how loud the system is without the GPU fans. They are stopped now. Wait 1 minute. These are not spinning right now. Or spin, I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, they are spinning at 1000 RPM, plus or minus. Listen to my system. Okay, this is what I hear usually when I play. The microphone on this phone, I was searching for external microphone, those small ones which we can, clip here, is lost in my room. I don't know where it is, but for the context I will show you ramping up the fans from the 20% up to the 80 or 90% where I was so mad on the video. So 20% I will be quiet. %. 40%, which is more than sure that you will hear it on this GPU. Wait, I can't apply. Okay. 40%. I am reminding you, this is what I hear when the PC is standing a little farther from here. Actually there where the speaker ends, here is the front of the case. This is 1800 RPM, so 40%, ladies and gentlemen. Motorola won't recorded this on the further section of the video, as there are two deep gaps. But this is something I can clearly hear. But let's go further. 50%. Apply. %, which is 2200 RPM. Now, I remind you that the default value is 83%. We are going to 60%. That is 60%. I can't stand this sound. I am right next to it. 70%. This is still not the default max. And apply. And this is almost 3000 RPM, and I don't know if Asrock was expecting someone will be tolerating this, but here we go, 80%, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this card won't fly off. And go. As I say, this is hairdryer level of loudness. This is 3000 watts. What the fuck? But for the science, let's check the 90%. And 100%. But this is just crazy to use this GPU like that. And for comparison, max RPM of my older GPU was sounding like that. That was the sound level of my older GPU, where I could replace the fans. Or maybe this, at max. So F you, Asrock. People call this GPU quiet. This is GPU where you can't replace the fans. You can't put any fans or anything. You can't remove the fan shroud without dismantling the whole GPU. This is terrible. This is one of the worst noise I ever heard. I don't hear coil whine, but comparing to this is hairdryer level of noise, and this is 50%, 15% of fans. And as we speak, I am not doing anything in the game. These are the temperatures. Of course, AMD didn't fix Polish language overlay, so we can't see really the fan RPM, or maybe we can see this is 2015. Memory temperature is low, we can say. I can hear whine, or I don't know how to describe it. Whining of the fans. Believe me, this is the loudest element of whole PC. Look. I am pushing the escape to enter the menu. The fans will stop. Drop, not stop. Only the GPU fans. And this is the loudness of my whole PC. There are two 180 fans, two wide. Sorry for these reflections, but I don't want to collect the dust in the PC. Two 120s and two 140s. GPU have anti-sag mechanism. It have very good airflow, so this GPU is just garbage. There is no other explanation. You can't even remove the backplate. This is the RX 9070 XT. Just terrible. The loudest GPU I ever had. Fans are loud, because I think I hit the success with the coil whine. This is the minus 50 millivolts on the core and minus 5% of the power limit. Otherwise, anything above minus 50 is crashing the driver. And as you can see, when we sit in the menu for some time, temperatures are low. I know this generation for delta between core and hotspot temperatures to be 30. This is normal, but look how fast it climbs. And turbojet next to me is starting. This isn't quiet GPU. This wasn't standing next to the quiet GPU. This works. This sounds like the cheap Chinese sub-product, not the the $700. This is just terrible. These cards cannot be such expensive. Yeah, it have very good performance. As you can see, I got locked for 60 FPS because I don't need more. I guess we can slightly push it further to 70. We are playing the XSS dynamic scaling, maybe you can enter the quality, but doesn't really matter. The image loss was looking very good. Ray tracing ultra, everything is crazy. I think this can be disabled since we use ray tracing. And let's see if it's gonna crash, because I saw the driver release notes, no issues. And we are still in 70. And power draw isn't real big. I don't see what I'm doing because I'm looking at the screen of my phone. But the jet is still working. And tell me, Asrock, if you will watch this, someone from Asrock, what did you hell think when you mounted the fan shroud? I don't know if I'm gonna show you this with those reflections on the window, but the screws holding the fan shroud can be disabled, removed only when you detach the whole heatsink. And what did you think, even mounting the same way the backplate? What was your point? Do you, Asrock, really want to just make customers avoid you? Because right now I can't do anything with this card to make it quieter, other than sending it back and choosing the another model. This is 50% of your fan speed. 50%. Maybe we're gonna see how it's gonna sound if we are gonna... Oh, I need a third hand. Choose the default for your fan speed, which is 83% max. And just to let people know, for someone not knowing the Radeon GPU, they are basing the fan speed on the hotspot temperature, not the core temperature. So 83%. There isn't quiet in my room, as someone outside is cutting the grass and trucks are driving behind my window. So this is a very good example how loud this is gonna be. Default setting, yeah, it's working at default setting. And you can see here the fan RPM right now. And here we go. I'm not sure what is going on, but the hotspot is rising and the fans are not spinning up. They are getting too low. The hotspot is climbing up to the 1880. The voltage is pretty high. The VRAM temperature also rise. So my guess is, if we are gonna use my third hand failed. If we are gonna just enter the manual custom settings, you know, and fan adjust and leave the default values. This is gonna be guys, I don't really know what is going on right now, but the hotspot is rising really fast. And fans doesn't even spin more than something is bugged, really bad. Default CPU. Oh, yeah. This is default fan curve with 0 RPM disabled. I have no idea how 2700 this is quite GPU. I don't know why it triggered just now. I will enable 0 RPM. But this is only thing I have changed. And it stayed. I have reproduced this. Issue have been reproduced. And try to play like that. With this guy over here making such noise. Default fan curve. Once more. This is this great experience, I think, except because I have looked at many models after I bought this. I'm really mad at myself that I looked after I bought this. That, you know what, maybe we can max RPM. Where is this? Yeah, max RPM 70 albo 50. Undervolt minus 50. Power minus 5. And we will see this. How it's gonna behave. Only the Sapphire Pure and Sapphire Pulse are worth buying right now, because I believe they sound exactly the same. Exactly sound dryer next to you, but you can remove fan shroud. But you can't remove backplate, and there is no thermal pads under the backplate, and they got the same VRAM. Oh, I hate it. My hands was covering my view. They got the same VRAM SK Hynix, so they are gonna boil on those GPUs. And believe it or not, I didn't know about it till yesterday. AMD decided they switch to Samsung VRAM, so only few partners of the AMD will have access to the Samsung memory, And this is gonna be Power Color, Sapphire and XFX. And I ask, what about Asrock and Gigabyte, MSI don't want to make any Radeon GPU, so maybe Asus. What about those brands? Why they can't use Samsung VRAM sticks? Why? This should be mandatory change, because we are playing, this is fresh GPU, I haven't removed the foil on the fan shroud yet. On the backplate, I removed the foil from the backplate, but on the fan shroud I haven't removed. This is 80 degrees Celsius, 82, and will rise. This is the fresh GPU out of the box right now, and after some time those temperatures will be higher. I have worked on this on the RTX 3080. That was the Asus stuff, one of the better variants, and temperatures on those VRAM chips, it was the GDDR6X that was made specially for NVIDIA. Temperatures on those VRAM sticks was exactly the same when the card was new. I don't know the differences between the Asrock and Asus thermopads, but I believe Asus on the tough version used better ones. And temperatures after maybe 5 months was 112 degrees Celsius. This is gonna be the same story with this card. I have bought this just to check what is going on and what can I do and what can be done. And I'm doing this live, I haven't checked this before. I have asked many people, nobody answered me, what were the maximal voltage on the VRAM, and here it is. Napięcie pamięci GPU, czyli we are talking about this value. Tell me, is this high? Because it doesn't look high. It looks exactly like on my 6800 XT. And I don't see any high value over here. The maximal voltage on those SK Hynix chips are 1.55 volts, and max operating temperature is 85 degree. 85, not 95. I double checked this. And as you can see, the VRAM temperature is dropping really slow. Really slow. I have closed the game. Which point me into the direction that something is off with these coolers. You see, the GPU core temperature, maximal, we have note, is this, 56 degree. Hotspot is 84. So my guess, what is happening here, the cooler are made to transfer the heat directly from the GPU core, and the memories are only, I don't know how to say it in English, only attached, the extra for this cooler. I don't even know when, but the VRAM temperature was 89 degrees. I haven't noticed this during the gameplay, but man, this is just trash. This is the bomb with timed fuse. I'm more than sure. Asrock is giving only 2 years warranty for this GPU, unless you open it, and I can't really understand sense of this GPU when you can't open it. I don't know when one of the fan will fail. What you will do? You will have to send it to the warranty because you can't replace the fan yourself. What a stupid decision! This is piece of garbage. No more Asrock GPUs for me, and no more Asrock motherboards. There is Ryzen 900X 9000X 800 X3D, so no Asrock motherboards for me, because you know what is going on probably. If not, short story, they're killing the CPUs. Asrock motherboards. So, sorry, Asrock, I don't know what are you doing, but I don't know if you are chasing with Gigabyte and Asus for the worst company in the world for the electronics, consumer electronics, PC electronics, but you are really close to the Gigabyte with its exploding PSUs and I don't know, squeaking thermal gel from the GPUs, and Asus, who update the BIOS instead of replacing thermopad, which doesn't have a contact with the cooler, and treat this as fixed. I don't know, Asrock, you're really close to those two players, and I won't buy anything from you for very long time after I see what you are doing. This is the anti-consumer behavior and should be alarming for a lot of people to not choose your products. Why I can't open this GPU without losing warranty, which is short? What is this? This isn't the MSRP model. You don't have MSRP model. This is the low, medium, something between tier of those GPUs. Man, this is just terrible. Fix your shit, Asrock.